And we are on final.
Exhibit here at the State Fair. More importantly, welcome to the Special Operations Response Team Rappelling Demonstration. If you would please direct your attention to the first deck, please welcome your host for today's show, Sergeant Eric the Irish Hand Grenade Osborne!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first ever Day 14 of the Great New York State Fair. Appreciate you guys coming out, especially appreciate those of you that sat through the dog show for no other reason than to secure prime seats for this, the best show at the exhibit, guaranteed not to give you fleas. We are SORT. SORT is the tactical element for the New York State Police. As such, we conduct all those operations you would expect a SWAT team to conduct. High-risk felony warrants, drug raids, barricaded subjects, hostage situation, dignitary protection. However, we also perform a few tasks you wouldn't necessarily associate with a SWAT team, such as search and rescue, to include high angle rappelling and rope rescue, which is what we're going to demonstrate here today. So without further ado, let's bring the guys down and introduce them. Up on the left side of the tower, hailing from Utica, New York, the land of tomato pie and chicken riggies, Trooper Matt the Laser Mazer. And on the right side of the tower, coincidentally also hailing from Utica, New York, the land of greens and the pusty, Trooper Chris. If you like dogs, how do you like these puppies? Swenton! Down here on the ropes, direct from division headquarters, sporting his tactical black multi-cam Chuck Taylors, Sergeant Derek the Duke Serza. In that top window, spinning our beats, fresh off his European tour where he played clubs from Milan to Minsk. He is available for birthdays, bar mitzvahs, and of course, bachelorette parties. Trooper Brian DJ DeRoche. And signing our show today, with the hand speed of a cheetah and the reflexes of a mongoose hopped up on Mountain Dew. Let's see if I can trip her up. Superfluous, orangutan, anti-disestablishment. I can't shake her, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for May. Up on the left side of the tower, standing at an impressive 6'12" or thereabouts, the North Central team leader, Sergeant Cliff. No, I don't play basketball. Wood. And on the right side of the tower, he has mastered every discipline in the tactical world. However, as a true Renaissance man, he also serves as the team's cobbler, tailor, and sawyer. He recently purchased half of a 1986 dump truck. True story. Not sure how that transaction works, but it works for him. Ladies and gentlemen, Sergeant Ryan Nice Dumper Ordway. As they work their way up, I'm going to go over a little bit about what it takes to become a member of SORT. First off, you have to be a trooper for a minimum of 2 years. Quite the process in and of itself. After that, we periodically put out training advisements. If you feel you have what it takes, you can put in for a tryout, and if your chain of command agrees, they will let you attend the 3-day tryout. If you successfully complete that 3-day tryout, you will be invited to a 2-week selection. If you make it through that 2-week selection, you may or may not be chosen to go to the 6-month school. We enjoy over an 80% attrition rate. If you get to that 6-month school, 3 weeks of it are all about rope work. We do basic rappelling, we do rescue, we do raising and lowering systems, getting people oftentimes injured out of precarious situations. We also do helicopter operations, where we deal with hoist work, fast rope like we demonstrated at the beginning, and rappel from heights up to 4 times taller than this tower. Each guy's issued his own harness. On the front of that harness is a piece of equipment called our Figure 8. That's our descent device. The rope is fed through that. That top hand up on the rope, that's just a guide hand to keep you upright. The one down here by the hip, that's our money maker, that's a brake hand. As we bring it away from our hip, that lets the rope freely flow through the device. That's when we let gravity do its job, and we refer to that as letting her eat. Once we bring it back closer to our hip, puts friction on the device, slowing and eventually stopping us. But telling you is one thing, showing you something different. So if you look up top, we got Matt and Chris who are going to come on down and demonstrate. All right, you saw as they jumped off that tower, they put their hand away from their hip. As they approach that roof, they just feather that brake ever so gently to land nice and softly. However, a couple of things are going to occur as the state fair progresses. Number one, our guys are going to want to entertain themselves. That equates to velocity. Number two, these ropes are going to develop loops and twists. If you're really ripping down that rope, letting her eat, you got that hand open a little bit more than you should, the rope twist might hit that hand and pop out of your hand. If you lose your brakes on the thruway, that's a bad day on the road, right? If we lose our brakes up here, that's a bad day on the ropes. Which brings me to Sergeant Surza here. He's not trying to be antisocial, showing you his back. He's not trying to showcase his well-defined lats and traps. I gotta hit the infirmary, bro, get you a Band-Aid, because you are cut. All right, we'll keep it for one more show. As our senior team guy and our ropes guru, he has the oh so important yet not at all glamorous job of rope safety or belayment. If somebody's coming down, they lose that brake hand, he's gonna pull on their rope, putting friction on their device, slowing and hopefully stopping them. But again, telling you is one thing, showing you something different. So to demonstrate, one of these guys is gonna do me a favor. They're gonna take a couple steps back. They're gonna get a running start, and they're going to throw themselves off of that roof with no hands on the rope. They're going to come hurtling towards Earth at an incredible rate of speed, accelerating at 9.8 meters per second, till at the very last moment, Sergeant Surza, if he is physically able and so inclined, will use his cat-like reflexes and raw power to engage the belay, stopping that trooper mere moments from certain death, or at least a sprained ankle. Ladies and gentlemen, you paid for your whole seat. You're only gonna need the edge. This part's gonna be awesome. Who's going? You guys are killing me. Not once can you figure it out ahead of time. All right, let's settle this like adults. Come on, hurry it up. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shoot. Paper beats rock, outstanding. That is Chris's go-to move. As Chris comes down like a gentleman, let's give it up for Matt, who just volunteered. All right, so like I said, Matt's going to take a couple steps back, going to get a running start, throw himself off the tower, no hands on the rope, hurtling towards terminal velocity or early retirement, we're not sure, until we grill that belay at the last second, and then he's going to be saved. You ready, Matt? Looks like you got your mind right, brother. You ready? All right. 3, 2, 1. What?
He's got you, bud. You're good.
Oh, boy. Dude, what are you doing, bro? It is going to be awesome, but you're like involved. You're waiting for it. All right, let's figure out what's going on over here. Hi, girls. Hi, ladies. How you doing? All right, what are your names? Oakland and Palmer. Oakland and Palmer. How lovely. All right. Did he tell you what to do? Yeah? Just hold it? All right, that kind of simplifies it, Derek. All right, there's one other step I'm going to tell you guys, all right? It's real basic, though. When he jumps, just pull on the rope, okay? Like on the first bounce, the second bounce, it doesn't really matter. At some point, pull on the rope. He's going to stop falling eventually anyway, all right? Matt, there's 2 of them. They look locked in, Oakland and Palmer, ready to go. I'm feeling it. Are you feeling it? Let's go, baby. It doesn't matter how many, but just earmuff it for me. I didn't know you would hear that. Again, As a police officer, I'm trained to pick up on body language. This is not promising. Hey, you want to do me a favor?
Softy.
He is soft with a W. I know they had it. Girls, I want you to stand that. You're going to back him up though, okay? Sergeant Surs is going to get back on it. He could use the help. His belay success rate hovers around 64%. They're going to be helping it. What do you think? You good now? Oh, another mitigating circumstance? Outstanding. I love it. It can't hurt, especially with this wind out here. All right, folks, let's give Matt a little bit of encouragement, all right? Woo. Let's count him down from 3. You ready? 3, 2, 1. Outstanding. Wow. That yoked you a little bit, huh? That wind grabbed him. And now we can hold him here for 10, 15, 20 minutes. We can make it almost as long as a dog show. Nice job. And Oakland and Palmer for making sure our guy did not burn in. We really appreciate it. You got some bears courtesy of the PBA right over there, all right? Let's hear it for our belay team. All right, folks, you can see how easy it is to get twisted up and in a bad position up there, right? Gravity does not take an instant off. However, if you get into an untenable position, as long as you keep your cool, as long as you keep your head, and most importantly, as long as you keep your brake hand, you're gonna be okay. So if you look all the way up top, we got Cliff and Ryan who are gonna come on down and demonstrate. All right, you saw those guys come down to that same standard seated hip rappel that everyone else has been using. But now they're going to transition their brake hand from their strong side to their support side. This is going to allow them to go ahead and invert. So now, even though they're upside down, as long as they maintain that newfound brake hand, they're not going to smash face first in this beautifully manicured turf. This is what we call the commando crawl. It allows our guys to see where they're going before they present their feet or other body part through a window. But once they've gone far enough and seen all they feel they need to see, they go ahead and revert, reassume that brake hand, and come on down. Complete with a superhero landing, ladies and gentlemen, the invert. Folks, you're going to pick up on a reoccurring theme out here, and that's safety. We're dealing with heights, we're dealing with extreme angles, we're dealing with hard, sharp edges. It's inherently dangerous. People that are rappelling, rock climbing, or even hiking can become injured, or they can become stranded in a position where they can go neither up nor down. We have to have the means to go ahead and get to those people. Ladders aren't necessarily going to reach high enough, and helicopters at times can be counterproductive. Those rotors don't do our ropes any favors, if you know what I'm saying. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Matt, who's going to come down and start this demonstration. All right, say Matt's working his way down some sheer cliff face in the Adirondacks, or perhaps Ithaca, because it is gorgeous. He gets to a spot he wants to be for a second. He's going to take that rope and wrap it around his 8. Not once, not twice, but thrice. This is called the tie-off. Once Matt's tied off, he can go hands-free. He can literally and figuratively hang out. He can get his cell phone out, snap a selfie, post it to his MySpace page. Anybody else still run a MySpace? That explains my friend count. But say Matt's up there for a little bit, and a rock kicks loose, hits him in the head. At this point, we're going to need a little bit of audience participation. Do we have any kids that are willing to come forward? Anybody? Anyone? You don't have to raise your hand. School hasn't started. Come right on up. See that rope that's there for your safety? Get right past that. Come on out. Disregard it. There you go. You're fine. Come on down. I'm not sure how many of these we have. We had a water balloon shortage backstage, but feel free to grab one. Close with and destroy. Don't try from there. That's too far away. Get right up under it. I'm pretty sure his tie-off's good. What's the worst thing that could happen? Go right on over there. Eat it right up. Get him. Somebody's got to fire the first shot. There it is. Now the floodgates come. There he is. Nice day for it, huh? Isn't that refreshing, Matt? Oh, that had some heat on it. Is that it? That's it. I think that's it, guys. Let's hear it for our rocks. Sorry, there was a water balloon catastrophe backstage. I apologize. AD, next year, lawn darts. Yep. Don't have to fill those up between shows, just wipe them off. All right, so Matt's been knocked unconscious. Well, we can't leave him up there. got a lot of time and money invested in him. Matter of fact, we've grown somewhat attached to him. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Chris, the big salmon. He's gonna come down his rope, he's gonna latch hands on a mat, and he's gonna hopefully bring them both down to safety. Come on down, Chris. Oh, all right. We choose all our own music out here. It's a bold choice for Chris. Obviously comfortable in his own skin. What's up? What do you mean, what's this? This is your musical selection, is it not? Are you sure? Matt seems to be enjoying it. A bit too much, I agree. All right, well, you got to come down anyway, right? Bring the magic. My goodness. Our tactical diva won't come down to this, DJ Hiroshi. He says something more manly. He wants to, quote, bring the magic. All right, pump it up nice and loud. Let's see what you got, DJ. The Lord Sprinkler. Oh, he has quite the repertoire of dance moves. I knew this would get Chris down. He loves the Leather Girls. He has all their album. As Chris comes down, you're going to notice he has a different piece of equipment on the front of his harness. He's not working an 8 anymore. He's running what's called a break bar rack. That's going to allow him to take additional weight onto his system. In this case, that additional weight is going to be Matt. So Chris is going to stop at a level just slightly above Matt, but before he gets to work, he's got to perform a tie-off, lest he become another casualty in need of rescue. Once he's tied off, he uses that blue strap on his side. That's a pick-off strap designed specifically for rope rescue work. Uses a partial inversion and his impressive wingspan to hook into Matt's harness. And then he uses that pick-off strap and those bulging biceps he somehow shoehorns into an extra medium shirt. A large? Not in the men's section. As he pulls them up, you can see how Matt instinctively reaches for Chris's hips and legs. We're a very close-knit team. At this point, we ask no photos be taken. Thank you. You see Matt's line has gone slack. That's an indication that his weight has been removed from the line. Now Chris is working to secure all of Matt's hardware and completely free him from his line. Now he'll undo his tie-off and hopefully lower them both safely to the ground. Looks like he nailed it. Ladies and gentlemen, the pick-off. You guys are silly. All right, folks, we've gone over basic rappelling. We've showed you safety measures that we have in place. We've showed you a very small percentage of the rescue work that we are capable of. However, there is also a tactical application to the rope work we're demonstrating here today. Say, for example, if they're a bad guy creeping around these fairgrounds. He snatches up a kid, runs up into this building, barricades the door shut. Horrible choice of location on his part, but I digress. So he feels real confident we're not going to be able to make entry through that door, but unfortunately for that bad guy, Special Operations Response Team doesn't need to come in through the door. We can come in through the window. But before we do, we count on all our partners. The men and women you see in the gray uniform and Stetsons around these fairgrounds, those are the uniformed troopers, are the first responders in these chaotic, dangerous situations. They get people out to safety and contain it oftentimes by themselves. Then they call in the supervisors, investigators, negotiators, and our other partners in special operations, even our friendly rivals, the K-9 guys. K-9 handlers and some of our guys are trained as UAS or drone pilots, just like this one you hear buzzing above you today. That gives us real-time actionable intelligence without putting our people in danger. However, when it comes to technology, we trust but verify. There is no substitute for the human eye. So if you look all the way up top, we've got Ryan, who's ready to run the recon. Ryan lands ever so gently so as not to notify anybody of his presence. Works in the commando crawl and starts checking windows for hostage and hostage ticket. It's a guard dog of some sort. You just keep it down. Hopefully it doesn't notify the homeowner. Oh my goodness. Get out of there, Ryan. It's grabbing. Oh, it's got him good. Oh no, he's in the fetal position. This does not look good for Ryan. Ryan, get out of there. Call me. Swipe left, Ryan. Get out of there, brother. That is not good. It's over, brother. We have counselors available for after traumatic calls. I think Ryan will take advantage of that today. That was scary indeed. Now he works his way down and confirms what most of you already saw. Our hostage taker and hostage are in that lower window. Now he reaches up on his harness for that canister. That's a noise flash diversion device, commonly referred to as a flashbang. That's going to emit a bright light and loud noise that distracts and disorients the suspect while we seize the initiative. Looks like Ryan's ready to deploy the bang, and it looks like we're ready for Cliff to effect the rescue. Cliff's in the window. The bad guy's got the jump on him, an edged weapon. Oh, ha! Disarmament! Look at that Hong Kong Phooey. Now he can take him into custody and oh no! Boy. Folks, I am sorry you had to witness that clear violation of New York State Police policy and procedures. Cliff. No. Rules and regulations do not allow you to throw a pedophile out of a second-story window. No. Folks, the manual clearly states it has to be the 3rd floor or higher. The 2nd floor is not getting it done, you know what I'm saying? But Cliff, how's that kid doing? Is he all right? Little Timmy, he's okay. He could use a new shirt. And Theodore, a double save for Cliff. Let's hear it for Cliff. He's a real big hero. Let's hear it for the big guy. Folks, hopefully you can tell we have a good time out here. We love interacting with you good people and working on this awesome tower. It represents a nice break for us. However, at the end of the day, it is a serious business that we're involved in. If you look along that roof line, we have 4 sets of numbers. Those are the shield numbers for Michael Strank, Ross Riley, David Brinkerhoff, and Joseph Longobardo. Those 4 men were operators on our team who died in line of duty. They made the ultimate sacrifice serving the people of the state of New York, and we think it's those guys that deserve a real round of applause this afternoon. Folks, you've been awesome today, a small but spirited crowd. We've really enjoyed it. Feel free to come forward after the show. We'll answer questions, post for pictures. Hopefully got some stickers left for the kids. Make sure to hit up the PBA or the Trooper Foundation for all your state police swag, and a lot of cool stuff in the museum and interactive displays behind you. Thanks again for coming out, guys, and enjoy the rest of your day at the great New York State Fair.